Hi guys,
Hi.
welcome back to our channel. It's been 84 years.
I knew you was going to say that.
Yes, I've been
it's
trying to get
sad.
this one to record again.
I don't think that's been the case though, actually. So, but we're back now, no need to dwell on the past.
Yeah, we're back. We're going to be consistent. And in this video, we're going to talk about Supacell.
Yeah.
This new show on Netflix.
Yeah. Written and directed by a rap man, I've actually never watched anything that he's done before, so I didn't watch Blue Story, I didn't watch the little YouTube things that he put out. So this is my first introduction.
Yeah, I think Rap Man, he has some interesting ideas. Because you know what? I really like the premise of Supacell, and I feel like we've needed, in the UK, we've needed a good superhero show. We've had Misfits, but we don't really have it that much in the UK. So we want to kind of see a bit of action and sci-fi, and it was cool.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Even though the reviews were a bit
what reviews?
I don't know, I just saw on Twitter people were like, oh, is this show something you're honestly gonna watch?
Oh wait, I did see some people doing that, but I was like, come on, you guys are watching Baddies East, I don't know, I feel like they were kind of trying to make it seem like it was some GCSE show or something
Yeah, they were trying to make out the performances weren't good or something, but I was like, you can't just base that off one clip.
Exactly.
You need to really, and if you don't want to watch the show, that's fine. Keep that to yourself.
Yeah. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah, we're still gonna watch.
Yeah. And we did, so I thought it was very interesting, actually. The way they made the ones with the superheroes, the people who didn't have sickle cell, but they had, parents who had, trait or the full-blown disease. That was I've never seen that concept before. I don't think I've even seen sickle cell, in a TV show before. In any capacity.
Yeah.
Or unless it's, Casualty or something, and then someone's in the hospital having a crisis or something like that. So that was a very interesting plot point, I think. And then the villain being the one who has the actual sickle cell center. I kind of saw that coming because when that white woman walked into that hospital and was talking to the guy's mum and was like, we know how you feel. I was thinking, something ain't right with her.
Yeah, you're doing a bit too much.
And I liked how they all had different powers, and then to activate them they had to interact with each other.
Because I didn't really know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, that's a bit of insider information for you.
How do you know that?
I think I listened to an interview, actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that from the show. So
it was once they kind of crossed paths, that's when their powers started to activate.
Okay.
Yeah. Because before, Michael was just living a normal life, but then when he did that delivery to the block and Taser was there, that's when he first had his power. So it was them interacting made them
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I kind of felt first of all, why is there only 6 episodes?
Yes.
This story, it could have been a lot more fleshed out if it was a 10-episode drama, because I feel we didn't really get, I feel I was thinking at some point when is it gonna start the story, and then it kind of started picking up in the last episode, because I feel the first 5 episodes is they're all discovering their power and they don't know what's going on, and the girl's sister is missing, and then in the last episode that's when there's actual action, and you're still trying to figure out who are those people creating the portals. You don't really know what's happening until that last episode, but I feel that should have been a mid-episode point, and then it should have continued after that, and there should have been another finale.
Yeah, the actual action part was quite rushed, because they all went to A-Town, and then everything just kind of happened and things start revealing themselves. But then they had 5 episodes before that where no one was really doing anything. People were trying to investigate, but everyone was being bare stubborn, and but they could have got to the real investigation sooner.
So I think the pacing of it was a bit slow, but I still enjoyed the watch, and I would be interested in a season 2.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, I feel you're not gonna like this.
Why?
Because I feel Well, you just disagree with me. And it's generally, like, I think quite controversial. You know, in shows, like, Black British shows, I feel like, not even Black British shows, like, even in the US, like, black shows as well, like, there is always, like, a bit of a social commentary there. And then it's just like, who are you doing this for?
What is the social commentary that
so
you don't want to be in there?
So just certain things that they'll say, like, you know when what's the main character called? The girl that like died at the end. Dion, yeah. When Dion and what's the main guy's name? Michael. Were like chilling in the house, and there was like a black kid on the TV that was like missing, and then he was just like, oh, why is it taking the police so long to find him? And then she said something like, you know how it is here, unless you're Madeleine McCann, they're not really checking for us. And like, it's obviously, that's facts, but like, why was that in the script?
I actually understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you.
Do you know what I mean?
But because I listened to like interviews, I was listening to like why Rapman even created the show. It'd be like, oh, I created this show, like I started writing it in 2020 in the height, like after the George Floyd thing happened. And so, you know, I just wanted to make something that was like for us, and it kind of spoke about our issues.
That's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
For him to say. I thought it'd be like, we don't really have a lot of like Black British shows to do with anything like with sci-fi and stuff.
No. So he said the death of George Floyd was the catalyst for him writing this show. And every time he said it just kind of made me feel like, okay.
That is really interesting. Because
so I understand why those things are in there, like knowing his reasoning.
You know, I didn't finish my example, but let me just quickly say, like, that was one, and then also when they had that Love Island show, and she was like, oh, they always do the black girls so dirty, why don't they pick contestants that actually like black women? And obviously that's like facts, but like, why was that in the script? Like, what's that got to do with the story? It kind of just seemed like they put in these little bits in there to kind of like raise awareness of stuff, but like, we don't need to be doing that for every Black British show. Like, can't we just have a story that's about the superheroes and like what's going on with them? But no, it's interesting that you said that about the George Floyd thing, because like, do you remember, I don't know if you were on Twitter back in these times, but during the George Floyd thing, there was like a trend on Twitter where like this girl said on the 21st of December, black people's superpowers will be unlocked.
Oh yeah, I don't think that was during the same time, but yeah.
It was. That was like it was like the year of like lockdown and COVID and like the protests and like George Floyd and everything. So it kind of like, I feel like it happened like after, because that was like in December. So when I was watching, and like people, when that like trend was running, people were joking about having like a black like superhero show, and they were, you know, like that show like Heroes.
Yeah.
They changed it to like Negroes with the same font. So people were like joking about having a black superhero show. So when I watched this, I started thinking it kind of gives that. But obviously, it's like UK based, but maybe Rapman, he got like inspiration.
No, he didn't, because again, I was listening to the interview, and the interviewer asked him about that exact like tweet, that whole like tweet situation, and people being
what
like,
tweet?
The black superhero.
Oh
one.
yeah.
And he was like, I never even heard about that until my friend told me, and he was like, this kind of sounds like what you're doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know whether he was making it up, but yeah, he was like, I never heard about it. I wasn't.
He wasn't on
never.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, it reminded me of that. I was kind of thinking the Americans should watch it. Like, they probably like.
I think they're starting to get into it.
Really?
Yeah, some of them.
They've watched, like, they actually watch UK shows.
Yeah. Because in America, I don't think there's actually like a black superhero show. Like, they have Black Lightning, but that's part of
Marvel.
DC.
Oh,
yeah,
DC.
I think. But I think it's actually quite unique, the show. Like, because what other black superhero show is there?
No, there's obviously like black superheroes in DC with like Catwoman and...
Yeah, but there's not one where all the
Storm.
superheroes are like black, and it's because of like, obviously because they have sickle cell, or like they're descended of people who have sickle cell, that they have the powers, so it makes sense why they're all black.
No, that was it was a unique idea.
Yeah.
So I liked it. I just thought the social commentary, like, can we just leave it for this show? Like, I don't mind generally like raising awareness of stuff, but I just wanted to watch the show, like, because it was about superheroes. So
I mean, the one about the girl being missing or whatever, that kind of makes sense because it is with the plot.
Yeah,
but the Love Island one is like, they could have kept that.
Characters.
All of these characters, I was just thinking, what are you guys really doing? Like, you get a power and then you're trying to rob a trap house. You get a power and then you're trying to become the fastest drug dealer alive. Like, you get a power and then you're just trying to be on the up block. Like, can you guys think of something else?
Wait, why?
What do you mean, why?
Because
I was just thinking, like...
Because they're, like, still living their, like, lives and they don't really know how to do... I guess they haven't got to the point where they need to use their powers for, like, bigger threats.
Yeah.
They're just facing, like, those small daily threats that they're going through right now because they don't even know about the whole conspiracy at this point.
But I'm not even saying, like, you should be out there trying to save the world, but I'm just thinking... Like, think of something else.
Like what?
Something else. I just felt, why are you trying to run up and down and deliver drugs? Or like, when the guy, what's his name, Andre, when he was trying to like, I don't know, rob that trap house, and he was listening to his dumb friend, who was like, oh yeah, you know, we could hit up this place, or like, we can run another thing. Like, I was just thinking... You have a son, literally, and when the bailiffs came to his door and he didn't want to give them the money, but he wanted to fight them, I was thinking, you're not thinking with, like, your brain. You're just doing anything. You're just doing the first thing that's coming to your mind. Because he could have paid for that. Like, go...
He didn't have any money.
He had money.
I thought he
in
did.
the box.
Oh.
That he eventually gave to them.
To the bailiffs?
Yeah.
I thought that his son had to give his phone.
No. His son gave his phone, and then he was like, here, take the money, give him back his phone. Like, so I was like, why did you even let it get to the point where the son is even saying, here, take my phone, don't worry, take my phone. Like, come on. Like, if anything, if you wanted to, you could go smash up another ATM. I just wasn't understanding their logic. Like, I understand why, because obviously they're just living regular lives and they're like doing their thing. Like, it's like, say if I got superpowers now and then I'm worried about work, like, but that's dumb to me. Why am I going to be worrying about work if I've got superpowers now? Like, it's time to quit.
Time to quit?
Yeah.
I don't think I would quit straight away if I got powers.
It's time to be thinking about how we're going to quit.
Okay, so you think they were just thinking about, like, very, like, regular everyday stuff?
Which is part, like, I get it, that's part of the plot, but while they were doing it, I was thinking, you guys are not serious.
Wait, I'm trying to think, what do I even think of the characters? What's the main girl called? Yeah, I like Dion. She's like a nice character. Wait.
Yeah. Okay, while you're thinking about that, I actually think that they need to bring Dion back for season 2. The chemistry that was created between the two of them, I feel like it's something that we need to see and we need it to continue. Yeah. Me personally.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, okay, you agree?
I agree, but like...
No, it's because it's for the plot.
Oh, like, for the plot,
yeah,
okay.
Not for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I thought that she was a good character.
Yeah.
And then to just like... For her to die.
Like, she didn't have superpowers, but she was doing that investigating. She was getting down to what needed to... All these other people, I don't know what they're doing. Like, they're just doing anything. But she was really getting to the information. And that's why I feel like Michael should have even included her from the beginning. Yeah,
but in a way, it's like him doing that, it just made... the vision that he had of her dying just come true by like excluding her from everything. So in a way, it's like self-fulfilling prophecy.
Well, she died either way, so...
Wait, I feel like I had an issue with that ending scene. I'm trying to remember. Wait, I should have written notes about the characters because I didn't like, you know, the girl that's like the nurse.
Yeah.
I didn't like her sister.
Oh, I didn't like her either. She's a bird.
The sister?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because why are you like trying to get back with this man that's just come out of jail that like...
He used to put his hands on you.
And still does.
Like, she's just... She had no, like, brains. She had 2 brain cells and they were just rolling around in her head.
Wow.
No, because, like, why is she going after them with a knife as well? Like, I just feel like she was very focused on him. Or, like, just having a good time or whatever. Your sister has literally got powers. Like, why are you worried about... Why are you worried about who that man is getting in the car with? You guys should be thinking... He was done for 35 years. How's he out? You shouldn't be hopping in bed with him. You should be thinking, why are you here right now?
Yeah, I didn't really like her character. And I feel like she kept making like these like snidey remarks to her sister where she'd be like, oh, you know, you're still working there. They haven't promoted you. You know, they're never going to promote you. I was just like, why are you trying to like...
Negativity.
Speak all this negativity on her. Like, that's just weird vibes.
It was weird vibes.
Yeah. But what I found really funny in this show is like the scenes where they discovered their powers and they were trying to like tell people they got powers and the reactions were like people were just acting like they were going through something.
Yeah. They're concerned with their mental health.
Like yeah, like
you good.
Yeah, like you know when Michael was like, I swear, like I disappeared, and his friend was like, okay, show me you disappeared. And then he was like, I thought that was so funny, and the friend was
but
like...
But that's real.
Why?
Because I just feel like it would be the time you're trying to show someone that you can do something that it doesn't happen, and they'll be like, sit down, let's talk, like, let's figure out what's going on.
I couldn't even believe he was even trying to show him, like... Because you know it's not going to happen. Yeah. It's just going to be embarrassing.
But I did like that because usually I feel like people always keep their powers like secret and then they don't tell the people around them. But yeah, tell your friends so they know like what the hell's going on. So.
But then the friends would be like, yeah, look, I think you just need to relax and, you know, go home and tomorrow everything's going to be good.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, I have powers. And even, what happened when... Yeah, when the girl in the nurse, what's her name? Sabrina, when she was telling her sister, she was like, I didn't touch him. Serena was just like, she just aired it at first. And then later on it came up again. And then she was like, do you know how that sounds? And she was like, yeah, I know how it sounds, but it's true. Like, they just weren't...
Yeah, they weren't getting it.
They just weren't getting it. And I thought that's real. Because if my friend told me I have powers, I'd probably be like...
Show me then.
I would think you're joking.
Yeah. I'll be like, let me see it then.
Like, I remember I would rewind it to keep watching it because I thought it was so funny. Because you don't really see that in films. Like, sometimes when they get powers, it's just like, oh, wow, like, and everyone's on board. But I really feel like it was accurate that you would tell your friends and they'd be like, no.
Yeah, they'd be concerned. What did you think about Getz as a villain? Crazy.
Oh, okay, crazy. I think that was a pretty good twist.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting it. Like you said, when he was like, he was supposed to be in for 35 years. I didn't even clock.
No, I was thinking, didn't they say 35 years? But then I quickly let that go because, like,
yeah,
you know, the story was moving. And I was thinking, like, how's he even outside?
Yeah, I was wondering, like, oh, they're probably going to reveal it later. But I didn't think that it would be because he's in on this conspiracy and he's like, they're being used to, like, bring in the other people with powers.
Yeah.
It was quite good. One thing I was confused about, like, in the beginning, that vision that Michael had, it was like they came through the portal and they were, like, attacking him. But it seemed like it was in the future.
Yeah.
So by that point, Michael must already know that that's crazy and and their crew. But I feel like
Probably.
the guy in the vision was like, it didn't seem like he knew who they were or like what was going on.
What do you mean?
Like Michael from the future, he was like, didn't he say something like, oh, you know, you need to stop them, they're gonna kill Dion. But then like,
but I think he's talking about the people, like the people in the office, not like the people who they've got like bringing them in.
oh,
I think he's talking about like the people behind the scheme.
Yeah, because like Crazy wasn't. Yeah, that's true.
He didn't really have any authority. Like
Crazy wasn't even in that part of the
Yeah,
vision, so he wasn't there. The way he got taken out at the end was just. I was like, wow.
Yeah,
They're not playing.
Another thing that kind of threw me was like, you know how when they were all in A-Town and then like Crazy, I don't know, he got that knife and started killing everyone, and then I was like, the way he stabbed Taser like 200 times, I was like, I literally like screamed out loud. I was like, that's crazy.
Well, why did he do that?
To kill him.
But aren't they like brothers?
Yeah, kind of. Like he was just older. But, you know, things happen.
I was just thinking, that's like the way that you would like kill your enemy that you're trying to take out, but they weren't really like proper enemies. He was trying to bring him in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then Michael was like, no, not Michael, what's his name? Taser was just like, no, I'm not ever gonna like join forces with you.
Yeah.
So for him to kill him that way, in that very brutal way, I was just a bit like, relax.
I think it was after like he was, well, I guess they call him Crazy for a reason. But also like he was outside his mum's house, like watching his mum's house as well. So it's kind of like, you know, once we got to that stage, I think all bets are off.
Yeah. Do you know what I found really, really weird? You know, Taser's like right hand guy.
Yeah.
Is he in love with him? Because I was watching it thinking, nah, he's in love with him. The way he was like, yeah, don't worry about it, bro. Like next time we're dying with you or something. And the other guy in their crew was like,
I think it's just street mentality.
no, but that was giving like it's a bit homoerotic. Like you're gonna die for him. He was like,
not die for you, die with you.
Yeah, like next time we're dying with you, like we roll together. And I was just like, do you like him?
I think that's the gang mentality, because why else would you put your life on the line for the person who leads your little group? Like,
I just don't get why you'd be like that loyal, like if you don't have feelings for them. Like it just seemed like he had feelings. He was like a ride or die.
that's how they are.
But the other ones in the group weren't like that. But that's the vibe I got.
I didn't understand Rodney's mum and why she was very racist. I hope they explore that further.
I could not believe it.
Huh?
My heart broke for him.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, I was even wondering like, why are you living kind of like, it kind of seemed like he was living in like a hostel situation, and he was trying to raise money so that he can find somewhere to live like permanently type beat. So I was thinking, okay, like what's happened to your family? And then when he goes to his mum's house and it's that big house, and then we see the picture on the wall of his mum and that man and two white kids, I was thinking, okay, I see what this is. Like, and I don't understand the mum, like, what is the reasoning behind that? I need
let me
to,
tell
like,
you
explain.
what's going on there, because I feel like I've seen that a lot.
Oh.
Okay, so the mum, right, she probably had, what's his name, Rodney?
Mm-hmm.
She probably had Rodney young, and they grew up poor and like was struggling, right? Because you saw there was a scene where he walked past that woman with her son in the shop, and he was kind of like admiring them because he probably was like, it reminded him of his childhood. And
Yeah.
So, but that mum and the child looked a bit like poor, and they were like getting their dinner in a fish and chip shop. So I'm assuming like Rodney grew up. So like I feel like Rodney grew up that way, and the mum like found this man. You know, the man, he might be a bit of a racist, and he doesn't like her child. Did he have a brother?
No, I think he had a sister. Because he was like, oh, why did he take Rachel in and not me?
Yeah, so then it seems like he wasn't accepted by this new stepfather, but the mum didn't want to leave because now she's in a secure situation and she's living in a nice house and it's all very comfortable for her. So now their relationship is strained because she's not giving up that lifestyle and her marriage, but now her kid is like kicked out of the house. I felt like that's what's happened.
I want to know, this is not a prediction, this is something I want to know. How the hell did all of this lead to an apocalypse?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to like say before. When he had that vision, it all seemed very like apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And I was like...
I want to know how we got there.
Yeah, like now we know that they're doing these experiments with the superheroes. I don't understand how that relates to the future where they're like...
And I want to know what their like aim is. Like, you've got all these people, what is, like, your end goal? And why do you have also the sickle cell center as well? Like, is it so that you can find the people who are related to those people with sickle cell, like, and you can have, like, a clearer link to who might have a power?
Yeah.
Like, maybe. What is your end goal here? Like, I want to understand their motivations. That's something that I don't think was really explored. And I would like to... understand in season 2.
Yeah, I think they need to expand on that whole like conspiracy. I don't want them to like draw it out too long.
Yeah,
I think season 2 it needs to be more of like the superheroes. I was gonna call them soups. The soups like trying to work together in this new like team that's formed, because the team only really formed in like the last episode. But you do see that in the future they are like, you know, they had that like Avengers like slow motion. Yeah. So they're like a team. So I think it's going to be more of like them. Like there's going to be like a bit of friction probably, and they're like working through issues.
Yeah. I think they're going to be like exploring their powers more, like, because you can see in the future Sabrina knows how to fly, but like clearly in the current day she doesn't know how to do that. So like I think they're going to work out, like, how to do things with their powers. I don't know, how do you even work out how to use your powers better if no one
is showing you? Yeah.
So that's interesting. And then I need them to bring Dion back. Sorry.
Yeah. We like Dion.
Yeah. Like, sorry, she can't only be in for one season. I don't care. I know you want to have, like, a shock value, like, to show, like, oh, you don't care about characters, you know, you can get rid of one. Quick. No, the wrong one. Bring her back. She was adding something. We need that. Another thing, sorry, this has just reminded me. Michael was pissing me off when he was not fully explaining like what was going on. So he was it just seemed like he was sneaking around and doing all of this, and I was thinking, you're making things worse.
Yeah, but like, come on, don't you think that him telling Dion you're gonna die is a bit savage?
It is savage, but like, the poor girl don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it did seem like the way he was acting, like Dion felt like
he seemed very erratic.
He was also like not really communicating with her, and like she was just like, why are you not able to? And then he'd be like, all right, I've got to go, and she'd be like, we're having a conversation. That can wait. So she probably felt like, why is he just ignoring me now? All of a sudden he's got powers, not even realizing that he's trying to save her.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe he didn't have to say, oh, you know, I think on July 9th, you know, that's the day you're gonna die, but he could have done something a bit more, like, you're off doing who knows what, you know, and then you come back and then you're like bare jumpy and cagey, you're telling me to leave it. But if it's not like there's something wrong, like something immediately wrong, obviously I'm going to be exploring and like trying to figure out what's going on. Because you're giving me half the details and you're telling me to leave it, why am I going to listen to you?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like there's any danger to me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think he went wrong in that area.
But how could he have told her that I'm doing this to save you?
He could have thought of something.
One thing that annoyed me with Dion is that even after he told her, oh, I'm just trying to save you because you're going to die, like, from that point on, like, she wanted to be in the action. She was going to A-Town with him, like, in the car. It's like, girl.
But she really didn't think anything was going to happen because it was still April. And he was like, oh, the day you're going to die is, like, the 9th of July.
Oh.
So she even said, like, she was like, oh, we both know today is not my day, so I can come with you.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so she was just thinking, like, I'm dying in July, mate. Like, I'm gonna be stuck to you until I die. Not knowing
but
it's
like,
gonna be the same thing.
Time doesn't really work like that. Like they said in the show that it's not fixed, and even though that's the future he was shown, that future's already changed because of like what's happened now.
Yeah.
So the way at the end when she got like hit and she was like by the car and then he was trying to help her and she was like, no, go and save everyone else. And I was just thinking, oh my God, let him take care of you. Like, they all have powers.
Yeah.
They're strong enough to heal on their own. She's always the good person sometimes. It wasn't annoying, but I just thought, is that realistic?
It's not realistic. Like teleport me somewhere else, bro. Get me the fuck out of here and then come back to whatever's going on here. I need to understand why the powers take so much out of them. Like, after they do, like, a big thing or whatever, they'll be sleeping for hours. Like when that guy didn't pick up his son's phone call because he was asleep. Like, you barely done anything, mate. Why are you sleeping for like, and the sleep is so deep, the phone call won't wake you up.
Yeah, because imagine like the amount of energy your body... Actually, I think it's good that they have that because in films they just make it seem like they can do all these things. But maybe it's more realistic that they're using up all this energy to fly and run around Scotland and stuff. So you're probably going to need more sleep than a regular person. I mean, there's two ways you can look at it. You can either be a superhero and you don't need as much sleep because you're a superhero, or being a superhero uses more energy.
Any predictions for season 2? Or what would you like to see?
What would I like to see? Well, I'd like to see Dion.
Yeah. I'm gonna start a petition. I feel very strongly about that.
Okay. Well, the sister has now been taken as a prisoner, even though she doesn't have powers.
Yeah, why are they still holding her there?
So I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, like, release the girl. She's no use to you.
I'm scared though. I'm scared for her because they've already just like these people. They're probably gonna kill you once there's no need for you.
Yeah.
They're not just gonna release you back into the world. So you really have to break them out.
Yeah.
That's the only option.
I want to know like how going to the future is really even gonna help you guys. Like, if that was the case, he should have gone to the future ages ago. He should have tried to go back there immediately.
To do what?
Because now, at the end, he was like, oh, I'm going back to the future to find out as much as I can. Find out about these people who took Dion away from me. But really, you should have done that from the beginning. Because all you had was 4 names and a date.
Yeah, he should have gone back for more information.
Like, because once you've linked up with them, then what? You don't even know. I just feel like there was no direction. So I think he needs like some leadership lessons, like some classes on how to be a leader and how to really have a plan.
That could be an area of contest for next season because Michael is like the leader of this group, but Taser is the leader of his gang. So they might butt heads and like maybe break away from each other because they're having like leadership struggles.
Yeah.
Like Civil War vibes. Iron Man and
Captain America.
Yeah, maybe like they'll start beefing because Taser's like not trying to listen to Michael.
I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And I feel like they should have more episodes as well.
Yeah.
Not 6. But overall, I enjoyed it.
Are those your overall thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you feel like the lighting in the show was way too bright? Like they're trying to make London look like it's somewhere else.
Maybe it was summer.
It's not that bright. It was
no,
bright.
But I think it's a good change from like everything being dull and grey, or like me not being able to see what's going on the screen.
Yeah, no, I don't think it should have been like, dark that you can't see stuff, but like it just felt like I was watching some, I don't know, like
a children's
program,
the bright colours,
because it was so bright, and it would be like it's like brightness, but it's not actually like natural lighting. It looked very like edited. It's like in post-production it was edited, and I was just thinking London isn't that bright. If you watch like James Bond films or like films set in the UK, that will show you like this is how the UK looks. I'm not saying they should have kept it like super grey, like you can light it a little bit, but let's not make it look like we're not in the UK. It was just very odd to watch it because as a Londoner, like, I like to watch shows that are that are like set in my hometown. But I was thinking, there was a point where I was watching it, I was thinking, did they even film this in London?
I didn't even know what point you're talking about. I was not paying attention.
Like, just a bit in the beginning, like when Michael would be walking around Peckham and like, you know, talking to people outside on the road. Like, obviously you can see the red London buses and you're like, okay, this is London, but are you sure it's London? Because it was so bright. I was thinking, it didn't feel like London. It just felt very strange and surreal. Like they were trying to make it seem like it was London, but it was like an alternative, parallel London or something. It was weird. So I didn't like the lighting. I thought it was too bright. Now, Dion and Michael, I want to know who the costume designer was.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't understand, like, why you're setting these shows in South London, but the people can't dress. People don't dress like that in South London or even in London. Like,
wait, who was dressed how? In what way?
Dion and Michael, like, Dion majority of the time was wearing these like Dorothy Perkins type of outfits. The type of top she was wearing is something you would see in Dorothy Perkins like in 2014. Like, Dion, where did you find that? Like,
she was, you know,
I know she's a social worker.
Yes, it was her work outfit.
No, it just wasn't believable. Like, I've never seen people that dress like that are our age. Because bear in mind, these characters are our age. I don't see people our age that dress like that. And then Michael was wearing these kind of like really basic Marks and Spencer's shirts. I don't know what trainers he had on, but I just thought, this doesn't feel realistic. Like, I don't really know anyone personally in my social life that dressed like this. So sometimes, and with Rylane as well, I had that same feeling watching Rylane. I was like, why do they look like this? It kind of made me feel like with these shows that are like predominantly like got a black British cast, or they're about like black British sort of storylines, don't you feel like when they have these characters that are like supposed to be like not to do with any gang related stuff, they then have these sort of outfits, I feel like, to sort of differentiate them from the other characters. But at the same time, you can be differentiated from them, but still like have a better sense of style and have, you know, a nice outfit. Because I feel like Michael, right, they tried to like juxtapose Michael and Dion to like Taser and that whole like world that was going on. So then Michael and Dion seem very like posh and like, okay, well, Michael's not posh, but Dion was posh.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
Like her accent.
Okay.
Like Dion is giving North London vibes.
Right.
Like with her accent.
Yeah.
Like she's not from Ends. Do you know what I mean? She's not from Ends. So I feel like that's what it's giving to me.
Michael specifically, what he was wearing did not stand out to me in any type of way.
But why can't Michael also, you know, have the trainers on, have that type of style? It's because they want to like differentiate them with like the gang members. But I just feel like you can still have this type of dress sense and not be in a gang. So I had a problem with the costume design team. I feel like Taser and like the like gang wars that was happening, it does make sense for this story. But I just feel like in general, I think we should start moving away from those type of storylines now, because those aren't the only crimes people commit. Like, we're kind of over the whole drug thing.
I did see someone say that we should start like talking about fraud more.
Yeah. Because
people would rather associate with like a fraud boy than like someone who's like in a gang or something.
Yeah, like we don't really we wouldn't talk to like guys that are like,
yeah, unless you're like in that life and like you're already part of it. But people would be more like accepting of someone who does fraud. I feel like that kind of fraud is like more prevalent now. And it's something that hasn't like been shown before on TV. Yeah. So we hope you liked this video and our thoughts on Supacell. Yeah, let us know what your predictions are or what you'd like to see in season 2, you know. And let's get a petition going for bringing Dion back. Yeah. Yeah. We want to see Dion. Yeah. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. And we'll see you in the next one. See you in the next video. And also let us know in the comments below anything you would like us to react or review. And we might do it. Yeah, it depends, you know. Depends. But you know, write the comment. Yeah, we'd like to get some ideas. Bye. Bye.